All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, which is the Paleo-Hebrew for the name of the Heavenly Father being Yahweh, and the name of His Son being Yahweh Shai. All right, the only names in which salvation could be obtained, whether you could receive it or not. And double honors be unto the elders and the apostles at GMS Great Millstone, who through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, rule all of the nation of Israel well, whether you could receive that or not, and peace, love, blessings, and salutations to the elect, who are pushing this truth in sincerity, and in charity, and in faith, and who are able, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, to understand and receive these things, man. These things that are needful for salvation. And part of that, understanding, what the importance of this truth is, and where your motive should be, man. All right, as you see here in the picture. All right, you got a wad of money, smoking a cigar and wearing a suit, standing on a cage with a dude inside the cage, or whatever the case might be, showing you basically really the whole eco-structure of Esau's world, man, Esau's kingdom. All right, going back to Job 9:24, the wicked beareth rule. All right, and he covereth the faces of the judges of the planet Earth. If not wherein, who is he? Let me go ahead and grab it real quick, so I'm not paraphrasing so much. This is Job 9:24. It reads, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not wherein, who is he?" All right, so showing you that the earth would be given into the hand of the wicked, man. All right, and this is the eco-structure in which the planet Earth works, man, especially their top country, all right, which would be here, Babylon, aka America, aka the Sancred Egypt, all right, aka the Great Whore, all right, all these works that are done here, man, all right, and all it is work, all right, and that's why, and that's exactly what Esau wants you to do, man, which, we got to do to sustain ourselves. We understand that, all right, and that's why Yahweh Shai said, give to Caesar what is Caesar's. But at the same time, know your priorities, man. Know what comes first, all right, which is not this filthy lucre, all right. As you see here, man, this is the food chain, so to speak, here in Babylon, all right. You have starting off at the very top, the central bankers. Why are the central bankers at the very top? Because anytime you take any money out, all right, you take any sort of loan, all right, which the only way to make it here in Babylon is to build up interest. All right, if you don't build up interest, it don't matter how much money you got, you won't be able to get a lot of things, man. All right, so Esau set that interest, which is a form of usury, in place to get you to have to take loans from them and then pay them back double, because then you'll have interest. Okay, so they're just making, and that's only, if one person took a loan, they would make double that amount back. Now imagine you got millions of people taking loans, man. How much money are these guys making? All right. So at any time that you're trying to gain everything in Babylon, all right, you're giving Esau 10 steps forward and you're taking 10 steps back. All right. Going back to Micah 2:10, depart, for this is not your rest. There ain't no rest here, man. The only way to have anything is if you work. All right. And that very top, if you see, it shows the percent of people in the world that make up that population. It's a 0.00001. All right, for those top central bankers. Now, what you have next is your big bankers. Okay, and it gives you some examples: J.P. Morgan, all right, so on and so forth, Lloyd's, all right. But that percentage, is a little bit more of a population, but it still goes back to 0.0001. All right, then the next one, you got your corporate elites, all right, 0.36 or 3.5, I can't really read it, but then you got the next one, elected officials, all right. So now you're wondering, where are we at? Okay, you have all these different levels, man. You still ain't heard, you're the person that works hard and tries to tries to do what he has to in order to survive, all right. And those elected officials make up 0.2%. Then you got the next one, your top bureaucrats, 0.2%. All right, then you got your 0.75%. These are your top professionals. All right, so these are the different people that, might own certain businesses. all right, or whatever the case might be, and they're going to be underneath. Then they're going to get employees. Those employees are where the rest of the earth really falls under. 98.5% makes up everybody else, which makes up students, workers, and soldiers. All right, so the soldiers that are fighting and being put to death in order to have freedom, all right, in their country, they're doing nothing, but they're building up Esau, man. We don't make the weapons contracts to make money off of these wars, man. But who does? The central bankers. Okay, so you understand that this filthy lucre, man. There's even if you gain it all, man, you got an Edomite that you gave 10 times that amount. All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into some scriptures. I just wanted to pull those pictures up just to expound upon the point of this filthy lucre, man. All right. So don't ever get to a point where you're trying to put this green before Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. It's nice to have a little bit of extra money, go watch some movies, whatever, a little bit of extra. But at the same time, man, just realize what comes first. It said, this is Proverbs 11:4. Riches do not profit in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. So what's going to deliver you from death? Is that you're going to be able to pull out your checkbook? Hell no, man. Your righteousness. All right. And the righteousness is being established here during the time of grace. So if you don't have that righteousness built up, then when that day of wrath comes, man, no matter how much money, no matter whatever you were doing, you cannot present it before Yahweh Shai to be found blameless, man. All right. Let's go ahead and jump down to the book of Luke. All right. I got quite a few different, scriptures on here, but, I just figured through the Spirit, I'll just grab some of them and, Lord willing, to be edifying. And, we just got to remember what our priorities are, man. Luke 12:18. And he said, "This will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits." All right. So now this is, let me go ahead and jump up. This is verse 16. "And he spake a parable unto them, saying, The ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentiful." Verse 17. "And he thought within himself, saying, What shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruit." So this guy had so much fruit coming forth in order to make so much money that instead of being content with what he was given, what he was blessed with, going on, verse 18, "And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns." This is your Babylonian mind state, man. Instead of finally being at rest and finally being, I'm just gonna enjoy a little bit of rest. I got my money. I'm comfortable. Maybe throw some towards some of the brothers and toss some upward or whatever the case might be. All right, you got that extra money and you finally being able to relax instead of relaxing. It says and build greater. So instead of relaxing, he's going to build greater. It says, "And there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul, Soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat and drink and be merry." So he's going to wait till the point where he's obtained it all, man. He ceased the heavens in Babylon, all right, which at this point was Rome. So he ceased the heavens in Rome, making them 10 times richer, man, because that's where democracy began, was with Rome. All right, now verse 20, it says, "And Yahweh said unto him, Thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee." So right when this nigga's finally getting ready to be at ease, all right, it's too late. It says, "This night shall thy soul be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided?" Well, shit, if you don't have a will written out, then it's going to go straight into the hands of Rome. It's going to go straight into the hands of these goddamn devils, man, the central bankers. And then, even after that, your family members or whoever are going to have to pay for you to get buried, and they're going to have to buy more land from the central bankers. Because you have to have a big plot of land, all right, to bury somebody on your own property. So odds are you're either going to have them cremated, which is an unbiblical act. There's nowhere where it says it's a sin, but you just don't find our people doing that stuff. All right, but then so then you're going to go, and pay for them to be buried, and then you got to pay for them to dig the hole, man. It's about $5,000 for them to dig the hole at most places. All right, and then you got to buy the casket, all right, the tombstone, All right, the engravings. And this is all building up the pockets of these central bankers, man. They just made a very big increase off of the death of your loved one. All right, off of that dude that this man was making rich this whole time. And then he died and just made that man richer. That's why in the parable of Lazarus, man, he gets his judgment. You've been rich, and you've been even keeping your own people simple to make money off of them. Now's your time to suffer. It says, and Yahweh said unto him, thou fool, or it's like verse 21, so is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich toward Yahweh. Right. What does that mean? Is not rich toward Yahweh. That means that he wasn't taking his time making these spiritual riches, man. All right. It says he's making these carnal riches, by the hand of Esau, but yet you have these spiritual riches by the hands of Yahweh. All right, through Yahweh Shai, man. All right, the fruits of the spirit, not the fruits of the flesh. All right, because when you work so you can get paid, right? You get paid the fruits of the flesh. You get paid fleshly. You get paid a carnal, fiat currency with pictures of Edomites on it. Okay, so when you're doing this work, man, you're hoping to grow in the spirit. You're hoping to grow in wisdom. You're hoping to grow in that spiritual discernment, man. Earn that spiritual fruit. All right. Let me go ahead and jump forth. This is Ecclesiastes 1 and 3. And this whole chapter, man, we might just go through a lot of this chapter and end it on that. This is the one I'm thinking of. But this is Ecclesiastes 1 and 2. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. So he's saying everything is vain. Verse 3. What profit hath a man of all his labor, that which he taketh under the sun? Right. So what profit does a man have for all this work, all this hard work you do under the sun? All right. Breaking your body down, inhaling unclean things. All right. What is all this going to do for you? All right. Verse 4. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. So, and it's just a constant repeat, man. We see our fathers work until they die, and then we work until we die. And we have our kids that are coming up work until they die. And if you get lucky, eventually somebody will be able to accumulate some kind of goods, man. Some kind of a house, or whatever the case might be. Maybe a couple cars. But even if that's the case, I mean, how much is that gonna help you? That might help you for a month. But at the same time, then you still got to pay for their funeral costs. All right? So there just ain't no winning in Babylon, man. It's just a complete cycle of fuckery. All right? Excuse my language, man, but that's it. That's what it is. That's exactly what Babylon is. Verse 5. The sun also ariseth, and the sun goeth down, and hasteth to his place where he arose, and the wind goeth. So everything is in a complete cycle, man. Everything continues, everything fluctuates, everything flows, all right? It says, and turneth about unto the north, it whirleth about continually, the wind returneth again according to his circuits. All the rivers run, all right? So, you get the point here, but let me go ahead and jump down to verse 8. All things are full of labor, man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. The thing that hath been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Right? So showing you, man, again, it's a constant cycle. Okay? We work and we die. And then man's brought back, work and we die, we work and we die, we work and we die, we work and we die. So just a constant cycle, like I said. And you have Esau understands that, man. I'm gonna have to grab that book, Behold a Pale Horse, one of the brothers has, man. But it tells you in there how they understand that that's the way it works. So that's why these bankers, because it's going to take you about a lifetime to pay back, a home loan. But one of these bankers, man, they're setting up their seed. They're setting up their family line. All right. Going on verse 10. You know what, that's about good there, actually, man. Go ahead and jump down a little bit. Verse 14. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. So he said everything that's done on the planet Earth is just vain. There ain't nothing. What's the point? That's why you got people that growing up and they have some kind of issues. They don't know, talking about that they don't know who they are. They got to find themselves, and what's the meaning of life. All right, and we'll get the answer, man. Verse 15, it says, that which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered. And that shows you why the 2/3 got to die, man, and why the heathen got to get it too. All right. Verse 16, I communed with mine own heart, saying, lo, I am come to great estate, and have gotten more wisdom than all they that have been before me in Jerusalem. Yeah, my heart had great experience of wisdom and knowledge, and I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceived that this also is vexation of spirit. And the reason why, going on verse 18, for in much wisdom is much grief, right? Because you understand what's going on, man. You almost get to a point where you just don't even want to be here. You don't want to take part in this society, man. But you know where we find comfort and joy, man, is going out there on the highways and the byways. It's the only thing that really makes sense. The only thing that really means something to us, man. All right, ask yourself, how much does your day job mean to you, man? Versus your true job. All right, versus this truth. All right, how bad do you want to see this goddamn devil on the top right there prosper? Versus growing within this truth here, man. All right, this is going on. It says, verse 18, finish it off. It says, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth in sorrow. Yep, showing you exactly what we're saying, man. Chapter 2, verse 1, it says, I said in mine heart, go to now, I will prove thee with mirth, therefore enjoy pleasure, and behold, this also is vanity. So now he's talking about, just enjoying yourself. Enjoying yourself, playing some music, whatever the case is, whatever you like to do. Having mirth, laughter. I said of laughter, it is mad. And of mirth, what doeth it? And see, this is also vanity. All right, so know your priorities. Fuck this place, man. Verse 3, I sought in mine heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting mine heart with wisdom. So, he's like, I'm going to sip on some wine. Just kind of kick back, sip on some yon. Going on, it says, yet acquainting mine heart with wisdom and to lay hold on folly till I might see what was good for the sons of men. So, and to hold on to folly, fulfill the appetites of the flesh a bit. It says, which they should do under heaven all the days of their life. So he's seeking to say, what should men be doing? You understand? Verse 4, I made my great works. I builded mine houses. I planted my vineyards. So this dude made houses for himself, vineyards for himself. Verse 5, I made me gardens of orchids, and I planted trees of them of all kind of fruits. So he had all kind of, banana trees, just all kind of different fruit trees. You don't have to go to the store and get some GMO-filled processed fruits. You can just go grab them right off your tree. I made me pools of water, the water wherewith the wood that bringeth forth trees. So then he made himself lakes. So this man had a beautiful property, man. And while I'm reading this, just ask yourself, why do these people who receive all these riches here in Babylon, like these famous individuals, you just had Bill Murray, why are they killing themselves, man? If they received basically the fruits of the planet Earth at this time underneath Esau, why are they killing themselves? Shouldn't they be the happiest people on earth? Going on, it says, I got me servants and maidens, and had servants born in my house. Also, I had great possessions of great and small cattle above all that were in Jerusalem before me. So out of all those that were in Jerusalem, man, he's gained more riches than them. It says, I gathered me also silver and gold, the particular treasure of kings and of the provinces. I gat me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men as musical instruments, and that of all sorts. So I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also, my wisdom remained with me. So not only did he have all these riches of the flesh, but he also had wisdom, man. Verse 10, and whatsoever mine eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not mine heart from any joy. So anything he saw, anything he wanted to do, he just did it, man. He had the money to do anything he wanted. For my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor. So he finally, he had all his labor was completed. His portion was finally fulfilled. It says, then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity. So instead of looking at it and, finally, just enjoying himself, finally just able to rest, finally to be happy, he was still vexed. It says, and there was no profit under the sun. All right, and that's profit. So they're meaning there's no carnal profit. There's nothing you could gain under the sun, man. You got to understand that this at this time when the book of Ecclesiastes was written, this was not during the kingdom of heaven, man. The kingdom of heaven, which will be established here on earth, we will finally be able to have joy, man. We will finally be able to receive that crown. We will finally be able to be at rest. Because Esau's way of the world will be done, man. Verse 12, and that's why these righteous judges, the Israelites, beginning with Yahushua, all right, are going to reign here on the planet earth, man, to put this place back in order. It says, I turned myself to wisdom, to behold wisdom and madness and folly. For what can the man do that cometh after the king? Even that which hath already been done. Then I saw that wisdom excelleth folly, as far as light excelleth darkness. So wisdom is the way to go, man. The wise man's eyes are in his head, but the fool walketh in darkness. And I myself perceived also that one event happeneth to them all. What is that event? Verse 15. Then said in my heart, as it happened to the fool, so it happeneth even to me. And why was I more wise? Then I said in mine heart, this is also vanity, right? And now he's saying that even the wisdom that he was seeking after was vanity. And really, at the end of the day, man, there's one reason why we are here, okay? And rather you don't have the wisdom, or rather you do, or rather you're a 2/3, rather you're the head apostles, rather you're the head of camp, rather you're the on the other side of the line, whether you're just you come and you just take notes, whatever the case is, everybody has their lot, man. And just like the brother Halaki likes to say, man, you got to look at the glass half full rather than half empty, because this ain't our show. All right, if you have the wisdom, then beautiful, man. You'll be able to know you're an Israelite. You'll be able to receive these things and understand what you got. And at the end of the day, the scripture still says that it's a light thing to raise the tabernacles of David. All of us are replaceable, man. All of us are replaceable. That's why you got to make sure your priorities are straight. You got to make sure that you're trying to gain what's right and not what's wrong. Verse 16, for there is no remembrance of the wise more than the fool forever, seeing that which now is in the days to come shall all be forgotten. And how dieth the wise man as the fool, right? So saying everybody catches that judgment of the flesh. And the reason why is because we ain't in the kingdom, man. We are walking in sin. And what begets sin? Death. So just like the wicked have sinned, so have we. That's why you got to strive to do better, man. Verse 17, therefore I hated life, because the work that is wrought under the sun is grievous unto me. for all vanity and vexation of spirit. So he just hated life, man. He obtained all these riches of the flesh. He gained wisdom. He began to understand that wisdom was the way to go, and yet he still began to let this entrap him. All right, he still realized that this ain't your show, man. We are here to fulfill our lots. We are here to fulfill our lots, man. We got to make sure our priorities are straight, because I'm hoping that my lot is for mercy and not for judgment, man. I'm hoping that my lot will be part of being taking part in being in that chariot with the rest of my brothers, man. But hey, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm glad I'm an Israelite, and I'm going to strive to try to make it onto that ship. And that's, the mentality that we got to try to hold on to, man. These scriptures aren't to vex us, which, it is good to be vexed. Not to be complacent here, but just also remember the joy, man. Verse 18. Yeah, I hated all my labor which I had taken under the sun, because I should leave it to the man that shall be after me. So he spent all his life working for all this carnal stuff, and yet when he dies, he's done, man. He's going to give it to the next guy. And who knoweth whether he shall be a wise man or a fool? Yet shall he have rule over all my labor wherein I have labored. It might be a straight coon that gets to enjoy your labor, man. And wherein I have showed myself wise under the sun, this is also vanity. Therefore I went about to cause my heart to despair for all the labor which I took under the sun. For there is a man whose labor is in wisdom and in knowledge and in equity. Yet to a man that hath not labored, therein shall he leave it for his portion. And that's why going back into the New Testament, all right, that's why the apostle said that, if you want to eat, then you got to work. All right, you don't take any man's labor for naught. So if you're going to be trying to grow, and you need to be doing what you can too, man. You can't just be obtaining these jewels and hiding them under your in your back pocket. All right, when a man gets a nice necklace, man, he wears it so he could be seen. All right, and not to compare that analogy to this truth that you're trying to be seen or anything of that matter, but that you're pulling it out to share it. Okay, that we might get out of this place, man. That we might this whole time of inequity and vanity and vexation of spirit is done. Going on, it says. Verse 22, for what hath man of all his labor and of the vexation of his heart, wherein hath he labored under the sun? For all his days are sorrows, and his travail grief. Yeah, his heart taketh no rest in night. This is also vanity. There is nothing better for a man than that he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy the good of his labor. This also I saw, that it was from the hand of Yahweh. For who can eat, or who else can hasten hereunto more than I? For Yahweh giveth to a man that is good to his sight wisdom, and knowledge, and joy, but to the sinner he giveth travail, and gather, and to heap up, that he may give to him that is good before Yahweh. This also is vanity and vexation of spirit. So there just ain't no ending with it, man. All right, but let's go ahead. Let's find the very last. Let's find what it is, man. All right. Go ahead and just jump back up just to set up the point again, set up the stage. Ecclesiastes 12:8. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. All is vanity. And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yeah, he gave good heed and sought out and set in order many proverbs. All right. Going on, it says, verse 10, the preacher sought to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was upright, even on the truth. The word of the wise are of the goads, as nails fastened by the masters in assemblies, which are given from one shepherd. And further by these, my son, be admonished. Of the making of books there is no end, and Much study is a weariness of the flesh, right? You got to know a balance, man. You got to know your priority, but you got to not overdo it. All right. Going on verse 13. All right. Here's the conclusion. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments. This is the whole duty of man. So we finally found the whole duty of man. We finally found the reason in which we're here, man. All right. The golden question has been answered. All right. Go ahead and grab one more, Salakia. This is Psalms 19:9. The fear of Yahweh is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of Yahweh are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, yeah, than much fine gold, sweeter also than honey and the honeycomb. And with that, I give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, and peace, love, blessings, and salutations to you elect. Shalom.